US intelligence report recognizes Modi might. The annual threat assessment of the US intelligence community report stated that Pakistan has a long history of supporting anti-India militant groups, adding that under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, India is more likely than in the past to respond with military force. Relations between India and Pakistan have often been strained over the Kashmir issue and cross-border terrorism emanating from Pakistan. In the backdrop of this, now the intelligence report from the United States points out that crises between India and Pakistan are of particular concern because of the risk of an escalatory cycle between two nuclear-armed states.
What would you say about the political decision to use air power? So when you were the air chief and you had prescribed it, for whatever decision, taking into consideration the circumstances, it was decided that air power would not be applied, even though you had presented the option and there were targets to our understanding. We journalists also heard about it at the time. There were targets that could have been struck. What has changed now, sir?
Just two things. The main thing is the political will to undertake an airstrike, and this is my guess, but I think I would be right, that perhaps our intelligence gathering, all kinds of intelligence collection has improved, and we are sure of targets to use air power so that to avoid collateral damage under these kind of conditions.
My colleague Gaurav Sawant is now joining me live from the newsroom. Gaurav, give us more details about this US intelligence report and what it says about India's might under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi.
This is an annual threat assessment by the American intelligence. It's usually for the State Department, and this assessment, it concludes that under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India is more likely to use military force to respond to any real or perceived, as it says, threats of militancy or militant attack from Pakistan. And in fact, it's a cause for concern for America and its interests because both India and Pakistan are nuclear weapon states. But there are two aspects to it. One, you heard India Today, our colleague Shiv Aroor's interaction with then Air Chief of, Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Fali Major. Air Chief Marshal Fali Major, after 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks in 2008, he was the Air Chief and he was ready with Indian fighter jets to go and strike in Pakistan or Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Indian Air Force was ready because a message had to be sent across, but his decision wasn't taken. So Air Chief Marshal Fali Major says two things have changed. One is leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, more decisive, more likely to hit back. Two, better intelligence gathering. But if I may, this could well be a bogey when it comes to American fears of both India and Pakistan being nuclear weapon states. Why are we saying that? Well, you'd recall India and Pakistan carried out the nuclear tests in 1998, and there was a limited conflict in Kargil in 1999, which did not even spill out of the Kargil sector into rest of Kashmir or the plains, let alone reach the nuclear threshold. That's point one. Point two, even after 26/11, there was no retaliation, and even after Balakot, Pakistan did not escalate, did not cross the LOC. So a nuclear flashpoint is a Western bogey which India has repeatedly been able to bust. Any response to Pakistan state-sponsored terror will not lead to a nuclear flashpoint, is India's assessment.
All right. Gaurav Sawant there putting things into perspective for us. Thank you so much for joining us with all of those details.